Alright you guys, so now we get to finally talk about cloth wipes, and I'm really excited about this because I feel like cloth wipes is something that might intimidate people just as much, if not more, than cloth diapers. So hopefully this will be able to help you understand them a little bit more and see how easy they are to use and how convenient they are, especially when you're already using cloth diapers. So let me just get right into it. First, I'm gonna show you guys my little setup over here. I have a basket here that I use like this. I think that I got this at the Bullseye spot in Target for like $1, and these are what the cloth wipes look like. They're all folded up, so when they're not folded, they look like this, just a little square. And they come in all sorts of cute little prints, whatever you want. One thing that I think I should mention is that I did not make these myself. I ordered these from a mama on one of my Facebook pages. She has a company that she just makes cloth wipes and cute little outfits and things like that for babies, and so that's what I did. I think I paid a little less than 50 cents a wipe, which really is not that much considering the fact that I can use these over and over and over again, and these are gonna last me years. Like, I don't need to buy any more wipes for the next baby. So around the edges, you're gonna see that they are serged, so they're stitched all the way around, and that's gonna help with the fraying. However, you can cut up and make your own cloth wipes out of things like receiving blankets that you're no longer using, old t-shirts. So before I had these made, I actually cut up my old Marine Corps green t-shirts that I knew I wasn't going to use anymore. I cut up quite a few because I had a lot, and I just cut them into little squares and used those until I had the budget to invest in some of these, and they worked really well. The only thing though is that I don't know how to use a sewing machine, so I didn't sew the edges around, and they were pretty thin, so I would need to use 2 at once to, you know, get a nice thick layer on there to be able to wipe him. However, these are pretty thick, so I really only need to use 1 or maybe 2 depending on if he went number 1 or number 2. So now you might be wondering, how do you use these cloth wipes? And I'm gonna share with you what I do, and then I can post a link down below sharing other ways of doing this. However, I really like the way I'm doing it, so I would probably never do it any other way. So what I do is I bought a container like this. It's a wipes container. I think it's Huggies. Yeah, so it's a Huggies container, and I think it came with wipes in it already, and we just used that until it was gone, and then we saved this container to use for these wipes. So what I'll do is I'll take wipes and I'll stick them inside till it's full, and I think this holds like, I want to say this holds probably like 30 wipes. Let's see. Okay, so I was wrong. This holds about 25 wipes, 25 of my wipes at least. And so I'll fill it all the way to the top. And what I do is I take the solution that I made. This is just an old bottle that I put the solution in. As you can see, it's like soapy and sudsy. And so I'll pour into my measuring cup here. I'll pour 1/4 of a cup. So to this line here. And I'll only pour that much solution, and then I fill the rest up with distilled water. And the reason why I use distilled water is because if you use regular tap water, you will run into issues of the wipes smelling bad. They can get mildew much faster, and using distilled water will make your wipes fresher and longer. So that's what I do, and then I take the whole cup of water and solution, and I just pour it right on top and then down the sides and around the edges that the cloth wipes aren't touching, like this space right here. And then I just let them sit, and they're usually good to go within like an hour. It really soaks up the wipes really soak up all of that liquid that are in there. So that is what I do, and when I'm ready to change him, I can just take a wipe out. It's already wet, so I don't have to worry about wetting it or putting solution on it, and I can wipe him, stick it inside of the diaper, and toss the diaper when I'm done. And then if it has any poo on it, when I go to spray my diapers off, as you saw earlier in the video, I'll take the wipe and I'll just spray the wipe off, squeeze it out, and then throw it into the diaper pail along with the diaper. And then I'll wash them. They get washed just the same as regular diapers. I just throw them in the same wash and they come out perfectly clean. So now I'm gonna share with you the recipe that I use. And I say recipe, but a recipe is like something you eat, but I don't know how else to explain it, so I'm just gonna call it a recipe. I use Dr. Bronner's soap, so I don't have it here to show you, but it's just a bottle of liquid Dr. Bronner's Castile, I don't know if I'm saying it right, yeah, Castile soap, and it's the liquid one, and I like to use the lavender scent. This way I don't have to put lavender oil into my solution. So I'll use 1 tablespoon of that and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, but you can use apricot or almond oil as well. 2 drops of tea tree oil, and the reason why I use the tea tree oil is because it helps fight like bacteria and it'll keep the wipes staying fresher longer. So I like using that. However, it is really important that anytime you use tea tree oil on a baby, it is diluted with water, because it is an oil that can cause a reaction on the baby's skin because their skin is so sensitive. And then I use 1 cup of water, and I put all of that in here. I get a funnel, and what I do is I put the water in first, because if I put the soap in first and then the water, then it's just gonna suds up really high, and I don't want that to happen. So I like putting the soap in last. I do like to double, sometimes triple this recipe so that I have a good amount in this bottle, because this is a pretty large bottle, but I only ever really, I don't know, get up to here. So I think that's about 3 cups or maybe 4 cups of water. And I just do that this way, I just do that this way I don't have to make the solution as often. And then whenever I need more wipes, which this lasts about a week, or sometimes if he's pooping more often, I'll need to make a second batch in the middle of the week or towards the end of the week. So whenever I need more, it's really easy for me to just pour that 1/4 of a cup of solution into the measuring cup, and then put the water in, and then put it into my wipe container. It's just easy for me, it's fast, and I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to make this solution all the time or so often, because that would probably drive me crazy. I think I've had this solution for, I want to say 2 months now, and I still have quite a bit left. And when I made it, the water was to about here. So I don't have to make it very often, which is nice. And because it has that tea tree oil, and because I'm using distilled water, when I am making it, it stays fresh for quite a long time. However, if you are going to go the route of putting your pre-made solution in a spray bottle or in a, one of those water bottles with the spout that you pull up, or like a peri bottle from after you had the baby, people use those a lot. They'll put the solution in there, and they'll have their wipes set aside, and they'll grab a dry wipe and they'll just spray it onto the wipe, or they'll spray it onto the baby. Or if it's that peri bottle, they'll pour it onto the wipe and then they'll wipe it. And people like doing that because they maybe don't want to use tea tree oil in their solution, and they need to make smaller batches at a time. This way it doesn't go bad as fast. If you are doing the pre-soaked wipes like I do, you never want them to sit too long, so check them often. Every day when I'm using these, or I guess when he's going to daycare, because he uses them more at daycare than at home. But every day before he goes to daycare, I'll open it up, I'll give it a whiff, and if it smells like mildew or anything like that, I'll just toss the wipes into the diaper pail and I'll wash those and I'll make a new batch, because you don't want that mildew smell, because that means there's bacteria growing and they've been sitting too long. However, that doesn't really ever happen to us because he uses them so often and he goes through this in about a week anyways. I think a week tops is how long I would leave these sitting for anyway. It's good that he goes through about as many as he needs in the time that he needs. The second way that you can make a cloth wipe solution is to make cloth wipe bits. And they look like this. So I just keep them in a mason jar, and I just recently learned how to do this and started doing this because I thought they were cute and convenient. So, oh, I didn't grab the right ones. Hold on. Let me grab the cute ones. So I grabbed the soap I was talking about earlier too. This is the one that I use. It comes in different scents. So this is a lavender scent, but this is what the Dr. Bronner's soap looks like. All their containers look basically the same. The label is just a different color. And as you can see, I have only a little bit left, but this 16-ounce bottle has lasted me, I think, almost just over like 10 months. Granted, I did like go on vacation, or not vacation, but I did travel a bit. So there was like a week that we weren't really using them. I feel like it'll still last like a good couple months, maybe like a good 2 months. Anyway, so the cloth wipe bits, this is what I keep them in. I made this for my baby shower actually. These were little jars that I was giving away with Epsom salt inside of them for the bath as like a party favor, and these were extras that I had. So I repurposed them to put my cloth wipe bits in, and let me show you some cute little ones. So I have like the dinosaur, how cute is that? And then there are like little smileys. So basically you'll just take one of these bits and you'll put it in maybe a jar like this or something that you can shake it up in, and you'll put 8 ounces of hot distilled water, because you still want to use distilled water, and you'll shake it up or mix it with a spoon or something, and you'll get it all melted, and then you can pour it onto your wipes. For me, I need to use 2 bits because I need 2 cups of water to be able to fill this up. And you kind of just got to play with it, because whatever container you're using to hold the wipes, you're going to need less or more solutions. So now I can talk to you guys about how to make cloth wipe bits, and it is a lengthier process than making the solution. So these were kind of just like a fun little thing that I wanted to do and try out, just because I've never tried bits before and I wanted to see how they do. I haven't used these for very long yet, but once I have used them a little bit longer, I'll let you guys know what I think of them. But so the recipe that I used to make these is I bought 1 bar of Castile soap, and the one I used the first time was the almond soap, and this is the peppermint one. So I can't wait to use this one because this one smells really good. The almond one didn't really have that strong of a scent, but I really like this scent. It smells so good. So got 1 bar of the soap, and it needs to be the bar, not the liquid soap. And you need to get 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 cup or 1 bag of chamomile tea, or sometimes more, it may vary how much you need, and about 5 to 10 drops of lavender or whatever essential oil you want to use if it's the unscented one that you're using. And so what you need to do is you'll take the bar and a cheese grater or a food processor, and you'll just grate it into a saucepan, and then you'll put the pan on low heat, and you're gonna let that sit and add your 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and you're just gonna start adding small amounts of the tea, and this is gonna help the soap melt more evenly. And so you want to stir it the whole time, and once it reaches a somewhat smooth consistency and it's thick and not watery, then it is ready to be pulled off of the stove, and you can put it into either molds like this. I got this from Michael's, And so these are the little shapes that I used. Or you can smooth it out onto parchment paper into like a square or something, and then you're gonna put it into the refrigerator to cool for about 30 minutes, and then you can pull it out and you can cut that up into like 1/2-inch cubes. Or if you use one of these, you'll be able to pop them out and put them into a container. So I had extra like solution left, so these are my little 1/2-inch bits that I made. They're not as pretty or cute, but they still work and get the job done. That is all I have about cloth wipes, I think. So if you guys have any more questions about cloth wipes or how to do your diaper laundry, please feel free to comment down below and I will be happy to answer your questions. I will also put a couple resource links in the description down below for you guys to check out and see where I got these recipes from. So be sure to check out those links below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks guys, bye.